kills each other for, it's like, no, nature just does this inherently. All the primates are doing it. Mantises are doing it, thinking things though, like apes are doing it. This is not abnormal. So that makes plenty of biological sense. It's just doing what it had to survive, and in an even more mindless state than its mother creature.
It got through the whole. Assuming they're the whole of the boat.
Right. And I still want to come back to, though, I think that is a secondary organism and not necessarily reproducing of the main or otherwise there would be multiple of these giant Charybdis-like anemone monsters.
Wow.
In the world. So I'm going with kind of like the blood flukes in snails hypothesis rather than the krill from the tongue eaters in the bay, where it's an earlier life stage. The snail flukes are just a parasite in the snails. Maybe this is just some organism that's associated, like a clingerfish.
Yeah, a remora.
Right, the remoras on sharks. Like, maybe this is like that.
Got it.
Just hypothesizing, by the way, I'm just making up a story for the movie, but I really like that. I mean, it's gotta be Sea Fever.
All right, so Sea Fever's moving on, all right, to the semifinal, and then we're gonna have Crawl versus The Last Jedi. Now,
I'm a little conflicted here, cause the reasons that I really like both of these things are so different, but I feel like the trend though is that when you have two things that are awesome, but one of them is celebrated on screen more.
Yeah.
You got, right?
Because this seesaw or the thalassiren, it's kind of played for a gag. Right. For Luke to get his milk. So I love that they built the 18-foot puppet and they took it by a helicopter to a remote Irish island, and Mark Hamill chugged milk and got it all over his beard. But this sea beast was a gag bit. It didn't get the full. I love its personality. It's super chill. It's just sunning itself. It's like, what's up, guys? The alligators in Crawl, though, they're there the entire film. And there's a scene where an alligator throws a thief, and then another alligator catches him. It's ridiculous, and it's beautiful, and it's Alejandro Aja at his best. So I got to give it to Crawl, man. I got to do it.
I don't remember. Did it fall, or did it kind of flop and knock the boat, and it teeter-tottered him?
No, it threw.
Did it throw him?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It threw there's a bunch of people getting thrown in this movie. It's beautiful. I'm telling Quentin Tarantino's favorite movie of 2019 was Crawl.
That's a statement.
Yeah. Listen, dude, you know what makes me excited? And we've been doing this for years, and I teach film, and it's $15 million. And this movie I don't see $15 million movies looking like this with the actors, Barry Pepper, Kaya, like good actors. It looks good. Like, it's just a good looking $15 million movie with gators that I love. And it makes me happy. So, yep. Gator.
It's funny. I wish I knew its budget before I saw it the first time. Because when I saw it the first time, I was like, yeah, it's all right. Like, this is fun to watch. And I like the characters. I did like the character dynamic a lot. But like, I was just like, yeah, it was a good movie. And then later, I think I heard you and Johnny Num talking about it in the pod.
David Cross.
Okay. But I heard you guys talking, or Johnny Num just loved it too, or something. But, I saw commentary maybe between you guys on social media, but when I found out the budget, I was just like, wait, what? Like, I was dumbfounded. It's the same thing with Sea Fever, but I knew a little more about that thing's budget ahead of time. But yeah, like that, I wish I knew that before I saw it, because then when I saw what I saw on screen, I would have been like, wait, what? Even more so, it would have changed it for me. And I suppose that shouldn't be the way that I judge a movie necessarily, but I would have appreciated it more. And I think the next time I watch it, because I've only seen it the one time, I ordered it, bought it, and watched it. And I think the next time I watch it, I'm gonna enjoy that a lot more.
I love Crawl. All right, so we're down to our last quarterfinal matchup, and it's between the Endless and Underwater. Now listen, I love the Endless. I love what Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead did. I love that lake monster. But at the end of the day, Underwater is underwater and with nothing but sea beasts. Variations of, like 3 different variations of sea beasts.
Am I going to take Lake Cthulhu that I don't really see, or Mariana Trench Cthulhu that I holy crap see?
Yeah. Now, as far as budget-wise and effectiveness, I love the Endless. just the way they shoot that. There's mystery there, but there's not mystery there. I just like how underwater there's no mystery there. I mean, that thing comes out. That thing is big. That's a
it's not very
monster.
long
That's
before
you
know
creature.
that there are monsters. It's just that you gradually learn more about what the monster or monsters are. But yeah, there's very, and right away, even the movie poster, no one's going to see this movie not knowing if there's a monster or not. So it's like there's a monster of some sort. And, oh, gosh, this thing got smashed, and now there's a leak. And, okay, in minute 2, there's this water washing down, and a couple people die. So, I mean, what's happening. You just don't know exactly what did it.
The poster wrecks it because it has that gigantic monster mouth.
Yeah.
Because the first trailer didn't give away the giant monster. It just showed let's see, what are the names of these things? And the first trailer just showed the clingers. It didn't show the behemoth.
Yeah, a momentary clinger too. Like in a flash going into the darkness. And yeah, you almost thought that it was like the trench monsters from Aquaman.
Yeah, those things. And I wish I hadn't seen that gigantic mouth because I was waiting for something massive. And then I was like, this is gonna be a kaiju. So, but listen, we love the Endless though. I love this. I love the Endless. You love the scene in the Endless. It did good to get to the next round, but it's not going to defeat Underwater. So we're going to move Underwater to the semifinal. How's that sound?
I mean, and let's just say that in the Endless, that was when Cthulhu from Underwater went on vacation to its lake house.
Yeah.
And then we sighted it in an aerial shot in shadow form in the water. So really, they're both winning.
Because it's both him. So he's moving on. Either or, it's him moving on.
Yeah, we got a lot of Cthulhu.
All right, so this is tough. And I'm flip-flopping here. We have 47 Meters Down on Cage versus Sea Fever. Both low-budget films. One has a good script. All right, John. I know we kind of talked about this in advance. I love the sharks in 47 Meters Down on Cage. We've talked about how scarred they are, how great they are, but that sea creature in Sea Fever is massive. It's cool. I'm sticking with my pick, though, John. In a perfect world, which one would you pick?
I really like them both for very different reasons. They're both, one of them is a little more exciting and the other one instills a little more horror with the effects that we get. I'm going to say that while I like the creature much more in Sea Fever, the ultimate reveal creature, if you will, I think that you have a lot more creature fun and thrills with. And I'm not saying 47 Meters Part 2 is a better movie. I don't think it's a better movie. But you get better thrills. If you want to have fun with the sea creature, who wants to have the most fun with the sea creature tonight? You got to pick that. If I said, who wants to watch the better film with the sea creature tonight? Well, duh, it's going to be Sea Fever. But that's not what we're doing, Mark. This is the roller coaster episode.
Yeah.
We got to pick the blind, terrifying roller coaster.
The crawlers from the Descent become sharks. What if the crawlers from Descent were riding these things?
That's just ridiculous.
All right, so we're moving 47 Meters Down on Cage to the final, but we do appreciate and like the Sea Beast in Sea Fever.
Any listeners, I cannot endorse Sea Fever enough. When I started sharing that review on social media, I had loads of people saying, I had no idea what to think, but I read your review. I've got to go see this. And I just gave a couple vague screenshots. You didn't see the big creature or anything. And they were just, okay, well, someone who we trust says something really great about it. Got to go see it. And that was nice.
Go
yeah,
on.
47 meters. Those monsters earned it.
All right, go watch Sea Fever. We're moving that on. Now, this one hurts my soul. It does, because I adore Crawl. I adore it. And there's a lot of water mayhem in this. There's a lot of, I mean, if you think about the four we have one where they're stuck in a cave with albino blind sharks, Sea Fever, which takes place entirely on sea beasts. Then we have Crawl, which takes place in Florida during a hurricane with alligators just running amok, swimming, lots of watery death. And then we have Underwater, which is entirely underwater. So I think our semifinals were strong, John, in the spirit of sea beasts. In air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's by that we got to move Underwater to the final. It breaks my heart, but it's sea. It's ocean. It takes place in a Mariana Trench. It's dedicated completely to that. Now, I love in Crawl how they get away from their house after a beautiful bird's eye view of an alligator swimming between them, and then a wave pushes them back into the house. It has a wicked sense of humor, but I guess I'm going to go with Underwater.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, Crawl is a lot of thrilling fun. Underwater has thrilling fun, but they're trying to punctuate a little dread with it, and it's more punctuated in its delivery. Crawl is, you're always waiting for the next moment of something to happen, right? Yeah. And that's really cool. But I don't know. I like, even though Underwater got a bad rap because of how basic the plot. Like, it's like there's like no plot,
that's
and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Screw that. Like I don't know.
Okay, like the whole thing about I'm gonna save you because of I had this happen to me and I want you to do this. Yeah, yada yada. I love the narrative economy. Boom, ship gets hit. We gotta survive. We gotta move. We gotta go. We gotta go. Oh, he's dead. We gotta move here. I gotta move here. I got lost. I gotta move. Like, that's good storytelling. I don't care.
And we do learn about the characters. We just learn about them through a filter of their reactions or reflections of what they're going through.
Yeah.
And that was cool. Like, I love TJ Miller's bits. I wish he had a little more, but I guess they didn't want it to be too funny of a movie. But I love the stuff with him and his bear and some of his snarky remarks to the other girl who was scared. Like, And me, I get really excited though whenever I see again, let's get past me being annoyed that they gave the creature a name, a specific name, right? I loved seeing that creature. I loved that creature was there. So regardless of how much or little it looks like whatever, I knew that was a Lovecraftian monster. Period. The end. And I was thrilled by it. I love that. When do you see that? Like a big Cthulhu monster. Like, that doesn't have, you see a hand in the end of Cabin in the Woods. You see a giant shadow in The Endless. When have we seen a giant Cthulhu monster? It doesn't happen.
What are they in Pacific Rim? Kaiju?
Well, I mean, they're just kaiju. Yeah, they're kaiju, and none of them really have a Lovecraftian look to them.
Got it. They're more Godzilla.
They're Godzilla inspired, right? There are other Japanese cinema where, giant robot people fight, like Ultraman or something, fight giant monsters.
Got it.
That's not to poo-poo it. I love Pacific Rim and the kaiju. I love those. Where's my third Pacific Rim movie, by the way? How is that not happening?
They made money. I'd love it.
Where's that? I mean, maybe they're just waiting for all the Godzilla movies to peter out and I can enjoy them instead. But yeah, no, Underwater, I think it earns it. It's a tough call. This is one of those things. It's almost like when you did your Pixar draft, though. Even when you had the number 22 out of 22 movie, it doesn't mean you didn't like it.
That's right.
And at this point, we were narrowing it down to the top 2 to make that decision. That was in the top 3 then, or top 4, if you will, of our 16.
I want to tell you something random that I learned. Guess how much merchandise the 3 Cars movies have sold? Tickets, merchandise, all that kind of stuff. DVDs. How much money?
I feel like you're going to make me feel badly for all my friends with kids.
No, this is good. $20 billion. Okay.
That means my friends with kids spend a lot of money.
No, but see, I hate, what annoys me is people hate on the Cars movies all the time, but these movies were meant for kids. Every kid I've met has liked the car movies. And they don't complain about Toy Story. It's a movie called Toy Story. It's meant to sell toys. You can't make... They're better movies, but I like the car flicks. I enjoy them. And I just don't like it when people are like, it's a Pixar movie. This is a kid's movie. Yeah, it's made for kids. That's what I know. That's my tangent.
Look, I had no interest to see Cars. I saw some clips, and I realized I'm glad I didn't see Cars. But to me, I wasn't slandering it for that. It was just like, no, this movie's just for the kids.
I think people just saw Up and those other films and just got used to the maturity of the storytelling. And then when Pixar released a kids film, they rioted.
Yeah, like WALL-E and your Inside Out. Yeah, Toy Story 1 and 2. I didn't see 3 or 4, but I loved 1 and 2. Loved them. And they all even had that sexual tension with Bo Peep and Woody. Like, that was great. The very adult-like competitiveness, not childlike, adult-like competitiveness between Buzz Lightyear and Woody. Why am I talking about this in the CB spot?
Here we go.
I actually just listened to Mark and the Lambcast fellow. I can't think of his